The whole reason I got to do this operation is the door lock keeps locking over and over again on its own. Ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. It's because one of the doors can't tell that it's locked, and so it keeps trying to fix it. Problem is, you've got an actuator, probably sensor, in all 4 doors. So I don't know which one to change. So we need some system of testing because we're trying to stop the door from auto-locking and relocking, and probably it's a matter of disabling whichever door has the faulty actuator in it. There's one more step in getting this out, and that's disconnecting it from the handle on the outside there. There's a separate link leading from the lock down to the actuator, as well as one from this springy handle thing down to the actuator. What you need to do is get this little yellow plastic thing to rotate up and out of the way so that you can remove this linkage thing. You can get this thing to pop apart if you can just get a screwdriver in between the 2 metal bits there and twist. Now once you get the door handle and lock mechanism, the key lock actually still attached to this motor. This is the window frame. Section of it's just rubber, which is why it lifts out of the way so easy. And then the rest of this all comes out in one big piece. Okay, this got some play, but it will also pull the door up when it's time to unlock it. So I'm going to need to get this joint apart so that I can take this off and put it on the new motor. And we've got cable connections for the door lock mechanism and the door handle mechanism. Both of those are snapped on the inside, so I'm going to need Phillips to take this panel off. I've got that screwed panel off. It's just the 2 screws holding it, but there's also this foamy, goofy tape attached to it. So here's the new one, and I've got to disconnect these 2 cables and reconnect them onto the replacement. The lock mechanism is relatively easy. It's just a little angled, rigid cable and a plastic snap. So there's a groove in here, and it'll just hook on to the existing little arm in there and then snap into the little home they have for it. This guy looks to be the same. It's got another one of those things you got to twist to get it up and out of the way, probably because of the amount of movement this thing does, and you don't want it to pop apart. There we go. And then that just comes out. And the replacement motor's already got one of those on it, so we're good there. That inserts into the hole, and then you twist the little connector thing into place. And I'm going to save myself a bruised finger by snapping this together with pliers. There we go. And this now snaps into there, and that's the lock and door actuators figured out. Okay, here's that pull collar thing for the door lock, the key lock mechanism. It's got to come all the way out, and then this can be unplugged from the actuator. And it's got a couple of tabs holding it that I have to pry out. So probably just do that with my fingernails. Actually, I can get it with the pliers. There we go. There. All right. Key lock has a flat spot, so it looks like a flat screwdriver, and it's got to fit into the same shaped thing in there, and then push the lock collar down. There we go. That last thing is this guy. Let's see how that comes off. The replacement actuator has the same collar. Okay, it took a bit of wrestling, but it came off the new one quite easily. So, here's the arm. I can insert this, because it's narrow enough, through this way, and now I can snap it on to the motor. Oops, gotta turn it sideways. There. And it just pops right on. But this thing can't fall off now. Okay, I've got everything snapped back on. I can't really rescue much of this puffy tape. Oh, maybe that'll work. So now I need to insert this back into the door. And get it back into its home. Go. That window track really is in an inconvenient spot. Okay. I'm going to put the screw in to hold this thing in place, just so it's not flopping around on me. Darn it. Okay, door handle's on. Actuates in a way that feels right. And now I need to put the lock back in its home. Once you've got this connected properly, you can test it by shutting the door. So now it thinks it's shut. Pulling the handle, and that opens it. And if I put the key in, I can lock and unlock the door. Next, put the rest of the screws in, close things up, and we can put the interior panel back on. All right, now it's do or die time. Let's find out if the door locking situation is finally solved. Battery's dead. Damn it. Well, I'm sorry you missed it. I just drove around talking to myself for the last few minutes, and long story short, it seems to have worked. I'm not hearing anything coming from this door lock, and I tested it a couple of times. Let it lock on its own, and it did. Locked once, stayed locked. So this is great. This is what I wanted to see. I need to replace the battery. That has been the case this whole time. I did go out and get one of these, which is just a helpful thing to have. And of course I can start the car anytime I need to with this thing. It works great, but I'd rather just have a new battery. So I wasn't going to bother doing that while the door locking thing was wearing the battery out at night, because that does permanent damage, ruins the battery. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.